And here we go, guys. YUMARU versus TARS. Getting into our very first match in between the two of them. Can YUMARU make his way out of this one to move forward? Or is TARS, as he predicted, moving forward to the semis?
Yeah, YUMARU definitely has a big mountain to climb here. Les, who fell to TARS, is one of the best players in the world by skill, doesn't have a great box. TARS has a great box, great runes here. So we'll see if he's able to push that to his advantage. Pre-bans of Robo-G92, doesn't even let YUMARU have the ability to cleave him last minute like that. So TARS wants to take this to a bruiser match. I like that pre-ban a lot. Allows him to push that rune advantage, and it's going to allow him to just basically exploit any weakness of his opponents.
And a Shizuka first pick coming out of TARS as well. YUMARU looking to respond here with two other picks. That Robo-G92 is just... I'm so surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised now, but it's a very good tactical pre-ban here. I like YUMARU's two counter picks, allows him to be open-ended. He can chunk pong more later if he wants to. So good open-ended draft from him. TARS does have the Gianna, does have the tail lane, does have the Gurkha, so lots of options available to him.
Yep, TARS already said he's been practicing a lot with the Gurkha. Gurkha coming to the field right now, and Gianna, both LD Nat 5s getting locked in a very quick response. Of course, with the Juno's going to be there. I think that's signaling that it's probably going to be letting that Gurkha through.
Yeah, he's going to have to let that Gurkha through because there's just too many impactful units that TARS can take. And in YUMARU's shoes, he still has to keep his draft semi-open-ended here. So Juno's going to make a lot of sense here. And at this point here, he's going to need to decide if he wants to go cleave or not, and decides he isn't. He's going to go to the Abelio, and he's going to play a full turn 2 match.
Yep, full turn 2 match indeed. That's exactly what that Abelio is going to be signaling right there. TARS obviously is someone who definitely knows what's happening here on this field. He's going to be drafting accordingly. We're going to see some 2 picks here. Definitely some big picks in the form of this Dominic and a Beelzebub coming out for TARS.
Oh, we see a Dark Demon coming out from TARS. That Dark Demon probably going to be able to burst through units from Abelio here. So TARS signaling that he's going to let the Abelio through here and just wants to push through his opponent. And a Veramos coming out from YUMARU. So very interesting last pick here. Obviously Gurkha is going to come through, going to be allowed. And we're going to see Gianna in the game here. So I think Dark Demon's probably the ban here. And YUMARU is going to be going after the Dominic here.
Yep, there it is. We've got both LD Nat 5s getting banned out right here. Of course, that Beelzebub, extremely volatile unit's going to get the ban. And the very surprising Veramos.
I actually really like YUMARU's draft here because TARS does not have a lot of burst damage. When you look at his team, he's going to need a proc from the Dominic. Otherwise, YUMARU's going to have a lot of healing, a lot of sustain, a lot of ability to bounce back. So we'll see what happens here, but YUMARU actually is a really good turn 2 comp.
Let's see what happens as we get into our very first match with YUMARU and TARS. Bomb. It's going to be landing true on top of this Masha, getting the stuns on top of the Praha and the Abelio as well. Dominic, let's see if things happen exactly the way you said it was. Going in with a big skill too. Is there the additional turn? No additional turn. Of course, the Abelio's passive is going to get procced here for that 3rd skill.
Yeah, not sure if he wanted to proc that Abelio there, but unfortunately for him, that gives him Masha the turn. Masha's going to have the ability to go and do some damage here. It does quite a bit of damage to this Dominic.
Yeah, gets a big 50% there. Juno capitalizing off the defense break, sitting on top of the Dominic. Gurkha with all skills available, possibly looking for his first skill. Only, 2nd skill, getting the defense break, provoke on top of the Abelio with additional turn coming out with the Shizuka. Bombs available inside this 3rd skill.
Very lucky proc there, but then chooses not to use that. Wisely strips that off, so Masha does get stunned here. Juno's going to be able to have it take a turn, and we'll see if it's able to strip this Soul Protect from the Dominic.
Yeah, Taz really looking for that dismount on top of the Masha to really stop the damage that can come from YUMARU right now. YUMARU's going to be looking for a big skill 2. Oh, not going for a skill 2 to get rid of that Soul Protection.
Interesting choice not to look for that skill 2 for the Soul Protection there. But at the same time, oh, that's a massive proc on that from that Dominic.
That's a big proc with a skill 2 available with this Dominic. Dominic looking to absolutely blow something up right now.
Dominic looking to blow something up here. That's so much damage.
Woo! Big damage right there, limiting Abelio from the field. There was the heals available. And of course, we have the Juno looking for some Despair Stones, not receiving any Despair Stones whatsoever. Bombs going out on top of the Praha. Again, first skill looking for the dismount on top of the Masha. Does get that dismount. And of course, we've got 2nd skill available with the Gurkha. Not using it. A little bit of damage coming towards the Praha. And we have a Dominic that is still alive right now, applying a lot of damage and even healing up just a little bit with that Praha.
Yeah, we see another Soul Protect go down here. So this Daydream is going to be able to heal up his team here. But again, YUMARU's going to need an answer to this Dominic. And it's basically going to need to rely on a Juno solo to end this game.
Yeah, no strip Veil is going to be on top of this Praha. Praha looking for a little bit of additional damage going out on top of the Shizuka. A little bit of poke damage coming towards that Gianna. Additional turn, though, is going to be coming out. Only choose to use the 1st skill on top of Gianna. Looking to get rid of that unit first here, as well with that Juno.
Absolutely massive proc there. Does allow YUMARU to still stay in the game here. He needs to remove that Gianna and then look to strip that Dominic here, and then be able to solo that Gurka and Shizuka later on.
Yep, does get that stripped to remove that right off Masha. Of course, we've got Gianna with the first skill, looking like a little bit of attack bar. Goes right onto the Masha. Masha is going to be fit to remove a unit from the field. Does choose to remove that Gianna.
Yeah, and he needs to land this strip here. Landing that strip's important. Chooses not to go for that, and Juno does not move in front of the Dominic.
Oh, but Dominic is going to be coming back with a little bit more HP than he had before. A little bit of poke damage coming towards that Juno. Juno looking for Despair Stun, not receiving the Despair Stun. Gurka with a lot of damage here he can put down onto the field.
Yeah, Gurka's going to be able to put a lot of damage on the field. It does get a massive proc here, so they're going to be able to taunt up that proc as well, but this is going to be a lot of damage coming into that Juno.
Wow, Juno is going to be staying alive. Bunch of damage coming out of that Dominic onto the Juno. Juno looking a little low right now. I think where that provoke's going to be going is potentially out, looking to get rid of the Masha instead. Never mind.
Yeah, YUMARU basically did a misstep there, did not strip off that Soul Protect from that Dominic, so unfortunately this Dominic's going to be on the field there. That's going to be too much damage for YUMARU to handle this match.
And there goes the Juno, and this right here is a Gurka solo. There's just nothing that YUMARU can do about that Gurka here. Everybody's going to be provoked. There is no more control on YUMARU's side of the field. He can't do anything. Everything's going to be tied to the TARS.
Yeah, everything's going to be tied to the... And there we go. YUMARU basically loses 0-1 and TARS takes it.
TARS taking round 1 away from YUMARU.
Yeah, and that one just comes down to rune differences. I mean, you saw that YUMARU was outsped a lot of times, and that decision at the end there, I think he should have gone for the strip from that Soul Protect and hoped that he would crit that Dominic. Might be enough damage to take it out there. Maybe he wasn't watching the HPs enough, but I think that was his window of opportunity because that Dominic does so much damage.
Yep. Definitely a lot of threatening units that TARS is able to produce with his box here. And obviously we've brought this up before that TARS has one of those biggest boxes out here. I mean, being compared to Duchan and True Will, he is one of those bigger boxes next up here, but he's definitely a very, very strong competitor, showing that ability here to take down YUMARU in that first round.
Oh yeah, I mean, TARS has the ability to take Tian Lang's, Gianna's, Ragdoll's, whatever he wants into this matchup, and outspeeds his opponent. So that's a very big differentiator here. So when he takes out something like a free-to-play Robo G92, YUMARU doesn't really have a lot left, and so he needs to play perfect. When you are down on a box, you have to play perfectly if you want a chance to take a game. Unfortunately, I don't think that was quite perfect, but again, that margin for victory is just so narrow there.
Yep, it really is. But let's see what happens, guys. We get into round 2 with TARS and YUMARU. Pre-bans from last time, those Robo G92 and Oliver are now available. Tessarian is going to get the ban out here, but it looks like that Gurka is going to be something that YUMARU does not want to have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Tessarian pre-ban there. I think that Tessarian tends to be pretty weak in this matchup here. Gurka pre-ban makes a lot of sense. That unit is way too strong here. 2-turn provokes on everything, just does way too much. So YUMARU lays down the Oliver first turn, but TARS is going over a Masha Tianlang counterpick, which is the perfect counterpick into an Oliver open.
Yep, and we, of course, Oliver being the first pick, YUMARU looking to respond after we seeing a Tianlang and Masha. We have a Shizuka coming out here for YUMARU.
Yeah, and the Shizuka here is going to be able to feed off a Gianna if the Gianna's lay down later here. So YUMARU going with the turn 2 route might be a little early to lay that in here because it allows TARS to actually robo him later. So TARS could even go into some sort of a more Changpong type thing into a robo later, and YUMARU would have nothing. There would be nothing YUMARU could do here.
Yep, Nana being drafted by YUMARU right now. Not signaling that he has a ton of threat to help keep up with those orbs. See what happens. TARS going with a Water Ryu or more and a Changpong.
As called. Going for that more Changpong as predicted here, and that last pick's probably going to be a robo if YUMARU doesn't take it. YUMARU's in a lot of trouble here. There's a lot of threat, a lot of AoE. There's 2 strips coming out from the side of TARS that are likely going to outspeed his entire team. So YUMARU's going to need to pray for RNG at this point, to be honest. And it's pretty tough to know what type of RNG he needs here. There's just so much redundancy and that it's on his team. And we see the little Wind Monkey and Wind Robo go down on YUMARU's side.
Yep, Wind Monkey, Wind Robo. 2 win units coming out for YUMARU here. Looks like the Wind Monkey King is going to be the only thing that helped generate that kind of threat to get the orbs back for his Nana here. So I don't believe the Wind Monkey King is going to be the most impactful unit here, but it could be. That might be the RNG he's looking for.
We see the 290 plus Sagar here. If he lays that Sagar down, that Moor is likely going to be the ban. It's either the Moor or the Tianlang here. I think the Tianlang probably makes the most sense, but I think TARS is going to take out that Robo. That Robo probably threatens the first turn opening. Everything of TARS is in the 280, 290 range, so that Robo goes out. That Masha goes out because that Masha does a lot of damage, but you're going to see TARS have a very strong opening from a more Changpong Sagar Tianlang and I don't know if YUMARU can withstand that.
Well, speed leads for both players. I do believe TARS is going to be taking turn 1 here, and it is going to be with that more. Looking for the big second skill, not getting that strip on top of the Shizuka.
Not getting the strip on the Shizuka is absolutely massive here. Going for a very greedy skill 2 here. So TARS going for the skill 2 here. Does land the reset and full attack bars with that Sagar.
There's that beautiful reset going on top of the Shizuka with initial turns coming out as well. He could honestly go for a kill to take away one of those orbs on top of the Nana, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing here. A little bit of poke damage to try and eliminate that Nana first. I don't think YUMARU's going to get a turn here because he goes with the serious matter, reducing all of attack bars here, looking so good for TARS.
Yeah, Summoner's War is a one-player game here. We're at tutorial mode here. YUMARU has not taken a turn. TARS is basically playing with himself here.
Absolutely, Megan, but you are very correct. All that damage going right into that Wind Monkey King, and that's going to be it. TARS with the most commanding round 2 victory over YUMARU.
I mean, TARS basically was the only player in that game just now. Going with that opener, knowing that he could AoE cleave his opponent down, there was nothing YUMARU could do there when he laid down Shizuka in that position there. No ability to play back against a turn 1 cleave, and that's exactly what TARS saw and took advantage of.
Yep, nothing but smiles for TARS in that first match, that second match. Right now, he is a happy camper, sitting on 2 wins over YUMARU.
Yeah, and deservedly so. I mean, that was just good, solid drafting. Obviously, YUMARU does not have a box to combat TARS, but if you don't have the box to combat TARS, someone who's a much stronger player, you need to go for a more aggressive route because you're not going to win a bruiser matchup. YUMARU needs to go for more speed. He's not going to have his robo in this matchup because I think TARS is going to take it away from him. So YUMARU's going to hopefully has something up his sleeve. Get creative, maybe a Swift Sagar, something interesting because TARS pretty much has an answer for anything he throws out.
Yep, that's right. With that Nana second round pick that he took there in that last match, it's not exactly what YUMARU is going to be needing there. If you're going to draft that Nana, you got to draft something really aggressive. And as you're saying, he needs to play a lot more aggressive than he already is. So hopefully we don't see that Nana coming out of YUMARU. YUMARU can really bring a little bit more aggression. Maybe catch TARS off guard, and that's going to be really important for YUMARU here. But let's see what happens, guys, because we're going to be getting into the round 3 match between TARS and YUMARU. It's going to be happening very shortly.
Yeah, and YUMARU also needs to find a way to, maybe not necessarily catch off guard, but put it down to act res, get some probability to, get some chance to win here. Throw a Sekhmet in there, throw some Ethnos, throw some speed units in there, force your opponent to miss or land, and you know, be able to land your things and take advantage and push an advantage here. YUMARU cannot draft in a way that lets his opponent cleave him down. That's no way to come back. He's down 0-2. He needs to do something different.
New pre-bans locked in right here. Robo G92 and a Tian Lang are going to be the new pre-bans as we get into round number 3. TARS does have the first pick here. Let's see what he chooses to possibly take away from YUMARU on his already limited box. Does choose to lock in the Oliver.
Great counter picks of the Masha. Something I use myself on the ladder into an Oliver here. So allows him to still cleave at the end, allows him to throw in a Chung Pung and do that AoE type stuff that we've been talking about here. TARS throws in the Gurkha. Gurkha's a little weak into AoE cleave, but of course once it gets online it's totally unstoppable. Praha's kind of an interesting pick, still does keep his draft open-ended. So far everything's open-ended. It'll be interesting to see if YUMARU's does fully commit to the cleave, or if he still wants to try to bruiser his opponent. Yeah, part of me is actually kind of liking this Gurkha as early as is, and I don't say that too often because that means, you know, there's going to be a lot of time to adjust to the Gurkha. But what that is, it's kind of forcing YUMARU to have to bring out, you know, a unit just like the Testarian, the Shizuka, and then even bring in a 5th pick. But that might be too much to try and counter just one unit for TARS, so it really is tough for YUMARU. Yeah, I mean, Gurkha's just such a strong unit that everyone is picking 3 units to counter 1. So obviously that tells you how strong this unit is here. TARS wrapping up his draft here with the Wusa, with the Miles, a lot of protection, AoE immunity, plus the Miles doing a lot of damage over time, speed buff from the Praha, buffing the Miles, so TARS has a lot of redundancy in his comp here. What he is weak to is an AoE type cleave, but YUMARU can't do that at this point in the draft. Goes with the Delphoid here, so I think the ban is likely going to be a Wusa, because the Wusa disrupts YUMARU's team the most. Has to be a Wusa because YUMARU doesn't really have a reliable stripper. So Wusa has to be the ban. Delphoid's the ban here. We're going to see TARS probably open with this Praha here and then start resetting with the Oliver.
Yep, let's see what happens here with the 33 speed lead for TARS on 24 speed lead for YUMARU as we get in game number 3 here. TARS looking for the 3-0 on YUMARU. YUMARU looking to keep himself in this match. Skills available for the Miles, possibly looking for a skill 2 stun onto one of these units, maybe the Shizuka.
And TARS taking his sweet time with that Miles there. Huge proc here. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage on that Masha, and that Masha's already at less than half health.
That's a massive amount of damage going out onto the Masha. Not getting a full team strip. Tasarian able to keep his immunity up here. This is the return provoke going out on top of that more here. We do have the Oblivion that's going to be coming out from this Tasarian.
And that was a huge stun from that more on the Oliver. Allows YUMARU to have a chance of land Oblivion onto the Gurkha here. Huge proc. Allows him to take out this Gurkha. Does not take out the Gurkha, but that's a lot of damage.
That just might be the RNG YUMARU is going to be looking for here because there's nothing TARS can do about it. There goes another unit here. No defense break's going to be applied, but more damage is coming towards that Oliver. We've got the Daydream coming out. All the heals are coming back here, but you can see YUMARU's trying to fire on all cylinders right now. Everything's going to be coming right after that Miles right now.
Yeah, YUMARU able to claw back in here, is in a commanding spot, does have Shizuka to protect his team, needs to take out that Oliver to protect his Shizuka, so YUMARU needs to use that Masha and Tasarian to take out this Oliver.
Ooh, no dice on that strip right there. You can tell that TARS is not happy about that. You can see that first skill potentially just going out onto the Masha, looking to get a quick dismount here.
Yeah, and if YUMARU can proc here, I don't know why he went for that slow on the Oliver. It should, on the Miles there. It should just go after the Oliver, but in this situation here, YUMARU's deciding to tunnel the Miles.
Yep, looking to tunnel the Miles. He has the Oblivion on him, so we're not going to see those big numbers and how tanky that Miles can be here. But of course, we've got Oliver. Skills available. Doesn't get the reset attack bar push back on top of Shizuka with his ability of his attack bar. Going to get that reset on top of the Moore as well.
Yeah, but at this point, YUMARU is in a really good spot here. I mean, the Miles is going to go down, and there's no way an Oliver is going to be able to take out a Masha here. YUMARU splitting damage here, but is able to do so because he's so far ahead.
Definitely far ahead indeed. YUMARU finally getting the ground that he is looking for. Takes out that Miles. Looking very good for YUMARU. YUMARU clapping back with the Oliver with just third skill up here.
Yeah, YUMARU is in a good spot here, but again, this is an Oliver, but he is facing down a Masha and a Tasarian, so YUMARU looking very good here. Once YUMARU gets his turns, once this Masha starts moving, he's going to take out this Oliver.
If there's that third skill, getting the reset attack bar reduction on top of the Shizuka. More turns coming up from the Oliver. Not going to matter right here because there's the additional turns coming out of the Masha. Masha pummeling that damage on top of the Oliver. No heal's going to be available just yet for this Praha. More damage going to be coming out. No despair stun though. Big defense break. Looking to remove this last unit inside of TARS here. Opting to go for a change there. Get the defense break on top of the Praha. And that's going to be it for TARS here. There's just no way of coming back with the lonely Praha.
Definitely not able to. And I'm looking over to see if YUMARU has hit the auto button, but it does not seem like he doesn't. YUMARU takes this one and even makes it 1-2.
YUMARU with the round 3 victory.
Great comeback from YUMARU, but I will note, I think YUMARU got very lucky there. YUMARU did use that Moore to stun that Oliver, and that made a big difference, and got a proc from that Tasarian off the bat. So Tasarian landed and then procced, and I think that really was the reason why he won. If YUMARU is that big of an underdog, this is going to be tough to win the next 2 in a row, but this is SWC and anything can happen.
That's right, anything can happen in SWC. Summoners of War. Let's see what happens here as we get into round number 4 with YUMARU and TARS.
Yeah, and in this situation here, YUMARU will have access to the Robo here. So if TARS decides to take out the Tasarian, I think YUMARU should consider completing his cleave, not leading into a turn 2 comp as he did before, and letting the RNG play out. He has to be able to at least take a turn in this turn in a match if he wants a chance to win. So can't get shut out. He needs to prevent what happened in match 2 here.
Here we go, guys. Match number 4 coming up with TARS and YUMARU. Free bands, Patel, are now available. The Robo G92, and we have the Tian Lang available. New free bands getting locked in right now.
So we'll see what YUMARU decides to take out. May even decide to take out some speed units, but you know, it could just be another LD unit. I think taking out the Gianna is a pretty fair pick. Taking out the Moore is an interesting one. Maybe YUMARU. Not sure why YUMARU would want to do that because I don't think TARS has been taking Moore early on. So kind of an interesting ban from YUMARU here.
Yeah, definitely an interesting ban indeed. It looks like that Tasarian's going out here. I feel like we're going to see more Gurkha play coming out of TARS with these Tasarian bans. Oliver going to be the first pick for YUMARU here. TARS looking to respond with 2 other picks now. Tian Lang Masha.
Yeah, we're going to see a Tian Lang Masha. I mean, these 2 counter picks are so resilient to an Oliver. You have the Masha that's going to pick off the Oliver. You have a Tian Lang that basically is going to stifle the Oliver's skill 3 a lot. So YUMARU is going to be in a tough spot. He does not want to go into a turn 2 type comp. If he lays down those 2 water units as he did last time, he's going to be in a world of hurt here. Shows a Bulwark. I'm not sure about that pick. Goes with the Carnal. Interesting pick.
Yeah, really interesting pick, also being paired up with that Nana as well. Like we had stated before, Nana really needs to have some of the units to help keep up with those orbs, so YUMARU has 2 other picks that he might resort for that to help get orbs for his team here, but TARS bringing the very impressive Gianna and Shizuka to the field.
Interesting, so TARS is not exactly completing a cleave here. Goes with some sort of a comp that stuns and has some ability to play some AoE, but then has some turn 2 stuff with Shizuka going on. Overall, a very well-rounded comp. If I'm YUMARU, I'm looking for Juno makes a lot of sense here. Obviously, the Gurkha's still available, so he does need to, lock his opponent out here. Have to draft in a way where he has the ability to ban that last pick. So Juno makes a lot of sense here. And we're probably going to look for a healer. Goes for the Sagar. Interesting. Then either Masha's likely going to be the ban here, but I think a Gurkha here would be pretty tough for YUMARU to deal with.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see what happens here. I mean, I think if TARS is going to be drafting that Gurkha is going to be 100% the ban. But it looks like a Wusa is going to be coming out for TARS.
The Wusa signals that the ban is likely going to be on the Juno. The Juno does very well in the Shizuka, Wusa, Gianna. So Juno is the ban here, as expected. We're going to see this Sagar open up, likely going to reset that Wusa, and then we'll see how that plays out afterwards.
Oh, let's see what happens. We get into round number 4 with YUMARU and TARS. We have Oliver taking first turn here, looking to get the attack bar reduction and reset. Only get the reset, though, on top of the Masha.
Yeah, and Oliver not able to do very much with his opening turn here, so kind of unfortunate. And we'll see what he decides to reset. Should think about resetting the Wusa. That's exactly what it does there.
Yep, he does get that reset. It's going to land true here. He does have that second skill available to help push back the attack bar. Only goes for the provoke, though, on top of the Masha. Skills available for the Tian Lang, possibly going for that second skill there. Yeah, really disrupt the side of YUMARU.
Yeah, but at this point, YUMARU does not have any attack bar here. That's a big miss of the defense break here, so TARS is forced to use that skill 3. Does want to get immunity up on his team here, but YUMARU just needs to survive a couple of turns and take out a unit.
Yep, only getting the provokes out there, a couple attack breaks. Not a ton of value with that third skill, but he was definitely forced to use it for the defensive side of things. A little bit of damage, though. YUMARU's trying to get the dismount here on top of this Masha.
Yeah, but again, now YUMARU has a target, is going to be able to go after the Wusa next as it drops out of immunity with that proc.
Yep, no two-turn sleeve coming out of this Wusa here. A little bit of damage going to be coming from this Masha. Looks like the target of choice is going to be the Oliver. With the initial turn's going to come out here. We have second skill available. Does not land the defense break once again.
Absolutely massive miss of the defense break there. But at the same time, YUMARU's going to need to keep this Wusa under control here. Otherwise, he's in a lot of trouble. His units don't have much attack bar. His units don't have a lot of attack bar.
Yeah, Shizuka looking to get that second skill back onto the Tian Lang. He wants to try and get Tian Lang's second skill up here. We're going to see just probably a first skill going out onto the Masha, trying to get that dismount here. There's that second skill, really pushing for the dismount, even though that immunity is up here. He's going to keep focusing it down here. We're going to see a skill 3. We do see a skill 3, and it's enough damage to get that dismount.
Absolutely massive proc there. Allows him to dismount that Masha, so there's no more auto-generating first defense break. So absolutely big turn of events for YUMARU.
Yep, no defense break even landed on top of that Oliver there when it got destroyed. But that, obviously, the orb's going to come up, save that Oliver just one more time here. We've got Shizuka with a skill 1, just going to throw down that damage, or pretty much anyone going to be here.
Yeah, and YUMARU needs to start stacking these orbs here. That's absolutely critical right now because he doesn't want to lose any of these units.
Double despair stun coming out on the Tian Lang and the Masha. Defense breaks across the field right now.
Yeah, TARS on the back foot. That's a absolutely massive despair stuns on this side of the field. That proc not able to do very much on the side of that Wusa.
Yeah, not at all. We're going to see that third skill going on top of the Shizuka, filling up the attack bar with the second skill available, trying to get that reset on top of the Wusa as well. Second skill for the defense break provoke coming out on top, only getting the defense break on top of Shizuka.
And no procs from the side of TARS means that YUMARU's going to be able to take another full round of turns here. We're going to see that Shizuka go down. Nana's going to be able to start stacking orbs, and YUMARU's going to have a lot of momentum.
Oh, getting the despair stun on top of the Masha as well. Third skill's going out top of Tian Lang. Tian Lang taking all the damage right now. Another reset going out on top of the Wusa. No additional turns happening for TARS right now. Not looking good for TARS, but looking so good for YUMARU.
YUMARU looking really good here. Gonna be able to even this one out. There's 2 stacks on this Nana. There's nothing TARS can do to take this one.
Absolutely nothing here. He does get that kill right there, but of course there's going to be orbs left over here, and we're going to see that third skill going out on top of Tian Lang. Pushing back that attack bar, and there you have it. YUMARU taking round number 4.
And that's exactly what we need to see from YUMARU. We need to see him fight for that turn 1, and we need to see him fight, make this come down to RNG. Do not get cleaved off the bat. That's the rule here. Do not get cleaved. You have a chance to win here. TARS went for a turn 2 comp with that Shizuka play, and that's what cost him here. Shizuka just not doing very good in this type of matchup right now.
Yep, exactly. Maybe we'll see a better pre-ban than a Tsarin. I feel like Tsarin's not the unit to be pre-banning. I think he should be coming after YUMARU at his already limited box and make things only worse for him. So let's see what happens as we get into round number 5. This is our first game 5, everybody, between TARS and YUMARU, taking it to the distance here in Korea.
Yeah, this is David versus Goliath here. I don't think many people would have expected this one to go the distance that it did here. YUMARU is not going to be, should not be relying on that more to stun an Oliver, as we did see earlier in Game 3 there. So YUMARU should be using this Robo, probably going to lean into that Robo G92, but we'll see what he decides to do. I think he needs to, again, play for speed, keep doing what he's been doing when he's coming back, and he might have a shot to take this one.
Here we go, guys. This match is going to be starting shortly between TARS and YUMARU. Like we said, this is game number 5, guys. Game number 5, our first number 5.
Yeah, so exciting to go in our first ace match of the tournament here. And it's going to be TARS back up against the wall here. YUMARU might be able to complete the reverse sweep.
Nope, there's those pre-bans from last time. There's that Tasarian we were talking about, as well as the more. We can see the Robo G92 getting pre-banned once again, and the Tian Lang getting pre-banned by YUMARU.
So smart pre-bans from both sides, as expected. What we've seen consistently here, we'll see if YUMARU is able to change up his draft from the third game there. I don't think that's a consistent way to win. Goes with the more Masha, great counter picks with the Oliver. The question is, what does he follow this up with?
There's that Gurkha coming back from Taz there, that very volatile unit. Hasn't chose to lock this unit just yet. Does have that Pra. I know that Pra is going to be coming through. He was thinking about that Gurkha for sure.
And if he goes with that Tessa play and tries to mimic Game 3, I think YUMARU is going to have tough odds to win this one. It's not going to be easy to do it. So hopefully he decides and picks up on the fact that he got a little lucky on Game 3 and goes a different route, wants to contest speed a bit. Juno's a very valid pick here. Tessa's a little weak. Changpeng's a great pick here. So something that allows him to still play out in the middle speed ranges, preferably off will so that he's able to combat Gianna's as well.
And there's that Tessa, and there's that Shizuka once again, as you called it. It's coming out for YUMARU.
So YUMARU decides that he won Game 3 without much help from the RNG out there. So decides to lay down the Tessa and the Shizuka here. Not sure about those picks. And TARS is going to be looking to basically AoE, take some advantage with a strong opener here and push the advantage. YUMARU is basically playing the proc because he's going to be taking turn 2.
There's that Wusa coming back. I feel like we're going to see that Nana once again coming out of YUMARU here, wrapping up his draft, potentially.
I don't think we're going to see a Nana. I think a Nana would instantly lose him the game here. I think it probably he might lay a Delphoy. Delphoy might be a pick, allows him to combat the Gurkha, but he's kind of in a weird spot. He only has one stripper, and it's really inconsistent. The Moore's not a great stripper here. Moore's also fairly squishy, so Juno's a great pick here. Allows him to, I thought he was going to take it in the third and fourth pick, but takes it last. Great pick. I think we're going to see a Juno ban anyways. Juno ban allows him to combat the Gurkha, the Gianna, the Wusa. It's just too many units of counters. So the Juno, probably a force ban here. And we're likely going to see a Wusa ban, but I don't think the Wusa is the correct ban. I think the right ban would probably be some form of a Praha to remove the speed buff and healing.
No, it looks like the Gianna and the Juno, both Oracles, are going to take the ban here. 33 speed lead coming up for TARS, 24 for YUMARU. We have our game 5 with YUMARU and TARS. Let's get into it.
So YUMARU does have 2 very strong fire units here, so he's going to need to use these and capitalize, take out this Oliver early.
Yep, here comes that big second skill coming out from the Moore, not receiving any despair stun. A little bit of attack bar pushback here, though.
Yeah, and as called in the previous match, he got a little lucky, but if he lands this defense break and then finishes off with the Tasarian, I think YUMARU might be able to go up 4 units to 3.
Oh, there's that defense break as you called it, and that's going to be it for that Oliver indeed. Oliver does hold off with the digital turns coming out from the Tasarian.
Massive proc from the Tasarian allows him to take advantage of units here. Up 4 units to 3 here, but again, there is a Gurkha on the field there. This Gurkha also has 3 turn immunity, so YUMARU may need to be conservative, needs to play a little conservative, needs to hang in there.
Yep, let's see what happens. Let's get that second skill to land on top of the Shizuka. We only have a first skill available with this Moore here. Moore with a little bit of poke damage coming towards the Praha. More poke damage coming towards the Praha as well. He's trying to break this shield down here. But I think TARS is going to be looking for that dismount on top of the Masha.
No, I think TARS is going to be going after the Shizuka here. He's going to be taking that out. That's a lot of damage. He's going to be able to pump the Shizuka. Instead, decides to let the timer run out and go after more. Kind of very big misplay there. This Shizuka should be the target here because that's a lot of damage that Shizuka could be taking right now.
Yep, there's just more damage coming towards this Moore here. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff happening right now. The folks still staying on top of the Tasarian.
We definitely have a lot of stuff happening right now. But if you look at the attack bars, that Shizuka is not going to be able to take a turn for a lot of time. So that Shizuka does have a defense break. It's going to take a lot of damage. There isn't a healer on YUMARU's side here, so that's going to be that's a vulnerability right now.
Yep, no despair stuns going on top of this Gurkha. I think that's exactly what YUMARU is going to be looking for. We do have the second skill available, but there's no more immunity sitting on the side of this Gurkha, so that means when this Tasarian hits the Gurkha, he's not going to have his ability to do what he's doing right now.
Yeah, he's not going to have that ability, but again, YUMARU does not really have a stripper here, and that Pra is going to allow that Wuso to lap YUMARU's team, so YUMARU is actually still in a lot of trouble.
Yep, definitely. He's definitely in a lot of trouble, especially when there's Gurkha on the side of the field right now. But we're going to see more damage coming out here. You can take advantage of any of these units right now, except this Masha. Masha protecting itself with the immunity is definitely going to be a dangerous unit for TARS here.
Wow, and that's a massive proc. Allows him to get immunity up on that Gurkha, so unfortunately for YUMARU, he's not going to land Oblivion onto this Gurkha here.
Yeah, not at all. Even proc through that. I mean, that was the great opportunity, but that proc with the Wusa too big right now. Masha trying to apply as much damage as possible, but I'm not too sure where this damage can go, where it's truly going to matter right now. This Gurkha is going to be extremely volatile, especially if Wusa can keep up with that immunity.
Yeah, definitely needs to land a stun there. Does not land the stun there. Unfortunate there. Does need to land a Oblivion right now with this Tesarian.
Yep, there it is. I mean, he's going to keep up with those provokes all over the place. Beautiful additional turn. Does drop the Shizuka. We do have heals available. Everything's available. He's looking to try and get rid of this more right here. Does get that kill here. The Oblivion does not land on top of the Gurkha, and we still have those provokes keeping this Tesarian in control.
Yeah, and we do see a massive resistance to the defense break, so right now YUMARU does not have the ability to take out a unit. That's a lot of damage that Tesarian's taking, and I think TARS is going to take this one.
Oh, there's that Oblivion now landing on top of the Gurkha, but Gurkha still has enough. Finishes off that Tesarian. That is definitely going to be it here, because these two water units, even if Gurkha does drop here, it's just going to be too oppressive for this Masha. Masha's not going to be able to run through these two units here. Already getting dismounted, and we can tell that this match is going to be over.
Yeah, this match definitely going to be over. YUMARU stunned in disbelief here. TARS is going to take this one right now.
Yep, absolutely. He's going to be hammering him here. Throws up the shields for immunity to protect himself here. And that is going to be it. YUMARU just enjoying his time right now. Trying to get the kill. Not going to happen. TARS taking down YUMARU.